Denver is sending a message to ICE agents that they are not welcome here. The mayor signed an executive order today barring them from staging or gathering on city property. Now, whether that's just symbolic or if we could truly see Denver police officers arresting ICE agents in the city remains to be seen. Our Spencer Soysher explains why the mayor thinks the threat of poking the bear is worth it.
In Denver, we will not allow ICE access to any city-owned or city-controlled building.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnston's got a stone-cold message for ICE.
We will not allow ICE to use city property to stage civil immigration actions.
His executive order announced Thursday would ban ICE agents from city-owned property, buildings, parks, even sidewalks. It's not an original idea. Similar measures have been enacted in Seattle, Chicago, LA. Do you believe that you have the power to actually prevent immigration agents from being on public property? And can you deny people from public spaces just because of who they are?
So what we do have is we do have control over public spaces, over what kind of activations can happen there, in the same way you couldn't hold an event on public property without a permit.
There's a fundamental difference between holding an event on city property and not being able to enforce federal law by banning federal agents from city property.
9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says this order is purely symbolic.
It is very well written, very detailed, very far-reaching, and largely unenforceable.
The city contends it is enforceable and will bring comfort to people who are scared. Chief, while you're still up there, are officers going to go up to ICE agents who are on public property and cite or arrest them?
Again, we're going to lead with de-escalation.
Denver Police Chief Ron Thomas said it would just escalate tensions if they started issuing citations. But there's a difference between not planning to and not able to. Can you give citations for being on the property?
I think that the law allows us to do that, but again, we're going to proceed with caution, make sure that we de-escalate those situations and use our reasonable discretion.
Federal agents have a right to enforce federal law, and to try and ban them from city property while letting other individuals of any sort of background on city property is really not legal.
Are you worried about poking the bear?
I think that it's a fair question. We have this conversation all the time in the city. We think our first obligation is to provide high quality services to our residents and make sure they know exactly what protections are in place for them.
We asked the DA's office if it would prosecute cases from this ban. We got a non-answer back. Denver's playing offense on another anti-ICE measure, banning face masks for law enforcement in the city. That face mask ban needs to go through city council again, but the mayor told me this week he plans to sign it if it passes. And our legal analyst thinks that measure may actually be enforceable because it applies to all law enforcement in the city, not just targeting immigration agents.
So the mayor's office leaked this to the New York Times, so they clearly wanted this to get attention. But let's go back to the last time that we had major ICE raids here in Denver. You and I were there with the ICE agents as they were doing this, and many of the ICE agents were staging in public in a Best Buy parking lot. Like, if ICE wanted to comply with this, there are ways around it.
Yeah, they were in a Best Buy parking lot off of I-25, I think. Everybody could see it with some of the high-rises. People were sending us pictures. There are definitely businesses that they could work with if they wanted to get around this. And again, is this enforceable?
We'll see. We'll see. Spencer Soysher, appreciate your questions. Thank you.